Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera kepada Puan Syafiqah. Okay, hari ini kita orang nak terangkan pasal kita orang punya slide untuk problem based test kita orang. So, dari kumpulan Nureen, Atiqah, Binti, Khairul, Azli, Mariati, Shakirah, Shazeera, Natassha dengan Siti, Farah, Hanim. Chapter 1, Introduction. First, what is Bracket Tracer? Bracket Tracer is a cross-platform visual simulation tool designed by Cisco system that allow user to create network topologies and eliminate modern computer network. Maknanya Bracket Tracer ni dia ada beberapa topologi dia. Contohnya macam star, circle, hybrid. Yang kedua, the software allow user to simulate the configuration of Cisco router and switch using a simulated command line interface. Packet Tracer make use of a drag and drop user interface, allowing user to add and remove simulated network device as they see fit. The software is mainly focused toward creative Cisco network assisted academic student as an educational tool for helping them learn fundamental CCNA concept. IP address. What is IP address? An Internet Protocol address to masuk IP address is a numerical label assigned to each device connected to a computer network that use the Internet Protocol to communicate. Maknanya IP address ni setiap device dia berbeza-beza. IP address ni untuk diorang kenal untuk macam sambungkan lah macam tu. An IP address serves two main function. Was a network interface identification and location addressing. Internet Protocol version 4 IPv4 define an IP address as a 32-byte number. IP address are written and displayed in human readable notation such as 172.168.254. The one in IP4V. The size of the routing prefix of the address is designated in CIDR notation by suffixing the address with the number of signification bit. For example, yang tu contoh dia punya IP address dan dia punya contoh subnet mask. Kiranya untuk connect dekat mana-mana device, kita kena tahu first IP address dia dulu. Kalau tak tahu IP address, so kita susah untuk connectkan dia. So sebab itulah IP address tu penting.
Okay, I will explain about chapter 2, Physical and Logical Design. A logical network diagram is describe the way information flows throughout a network. Therefore, logical network diagram typically shows subnet including VLAN IDs, masks, and address, network device like router and firewalls, and routing protocol. For a physical network diagram, show the actually physical arrangement of the components that make up the network, including cables and hardware. Typical, the diagram gives a bird's eye view of the network in its physical space like a floor plan. This is logical network diagram. Okay, next is physical layer. Physical layer is a provide the means to transport the bits that make up a data layer frame across the network media. Accept a complete frame from the data link layer and encodes. It is a series of signals that are transmitted onto the local media. Encode bits that comprise a frame are received by either an end device or an intermediate device. This is physical layer which have 7: application, presentation, station, transport, network, and data link. And the last one is a physical. Physical layer media. Electric signal, use copper cable. Light pulse, use fiber optic cable. And microwave signal, use wireless. This is
Step 3. Configuration. Basic configuration you use to enable password every time you move from user exec mode to privileged exec mode. This password gives you security on your router because privileged exec mode is where all the dangerous commands are located, including access to global configuration mode. To set and enable password, use the following command. First, we use enable. Second, use configure terminal. Third, use enable password ITN 20143. Lastly, we use service password encryption. Banner MOTT. A banner is a message presented to a user who is using the Cisco switch. The type of banner you configure for use determines when this message is shown. Message of the day MOTT. This type of login message has been around for a long time on Unix and mainframe systems. The idea of the message is to display a temporary notice to users, such as issue with system availability. VLSM. Variable Length Subnet Masking. VLSM is allow network engineers to divide an IP address space into a hierarchy of subnets of different size, making it possible to create subnets with different host counts without wasting large number of addresses. VLSM is similar in concept and intent to classes inter-domain routing (CIDR), which allows a single internet domain to have an address space that does not fit into traditional address classes.
Chapter 4. Transport and Application Layer. Role of the transport layer: responsible for establishing a temporary communication season between two applications and delivering data between them. Link between the application layer and lower layer that are responsible for network transmission. TCP and UDP. TCP. Database, web browsers, and email clients require that all data that is sent arrives at the destination in its original condition. UDP. If one or two segments of a live video stream fail to arrive, if distortion in the stream may not be noticeable to the user. This is differentiation require protocol properties of UDP and TCP. For UDP, fast, low overhead, does not require acknowledgements, does not resend lost data, delivers data as it arrives. TCP, reliable, acknowledge data, resend lost data, delivers data in sequential order. Conclusion for this video presentation: as IP service invented our daily life in an unprecedented speed, the world will not be the same without the Internet Protocol. The basic understanding of IP address, subnet mask, and network address is fundamental to successful TCP or IP configuration.